If you've been evaluating businesses to buy for the last few months, I guarantee you that there's a very high likelihood that you've been analyzing wrong, you've been valuing businesses wrong, and in turn, offering way more than you need to when buying a business. And I'll tell you why in today's video. Let's get to it. Everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, business broker and commercial lender, helping you buy and scale a profitable business. If you are a small business owner looking to increase your wealth or expand your customer base by buying a profitable business, or if you are a corporate person in the rat race ready to get out, then you're in the right place. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell and you'll be notified every Thursday when new content comes out. So the way I like to do this video today, we're gonna have two sections. We're gonna have the stop doing this section first, what not to do, and then later we're gonna talk about the start doing this section, which the zone notes. So that'll help you make the difference between the two. So let me tell you, this coming from experience, and this is what I see a lot of buyers do, so pay attention. So number one, stop relying on biz buy sell. Every person that I talk to has been looking at deals at Biz Buy Sell or maybe a couple other websites. There are literally hundreds of websites. There's a lot of places where most people don't even know about where the really big deals take place. Biz Buy Sell is just sort of like the Walmart of M&A. There's just a lot more out there that you may or may not know about. So stop relying on Biz Buy Sell. On most cases, you may or may not know this, deals go to Biz Buy Sell to die. If the pocket listings from the listing agents like me don't find a buyer right away, we start getting some traction from Biz Buy Sell. It's just because we don't have a buyer that actually wants the deal. So it's not always true, but it is true half the time. So even if it is on Biz Buy Sell, and even if it is a good deal, chances are you're gonna have competition, because if I don't have for whatever reason, I have a pool of buyers that is gonna pass on this next code in this industry, the ones that get that right away are going to be qualified buyers who are going to be hitting for the fences. They're going to give me everything I need. So stop relying on Biz Buy Sell. That's number one. Number two, stop. This kind of irks me. And this is sort of beef that I have in the industry. And here it is. Stop taking the seller's or the broker's word on what the business is worth. So whatever the CIM, the confidential information memorandum of the CBR says, is irrelevant for our purposes. Now, I'm very proud of the business brokerage that I'm a part of. It's over 80 brokers. We're the largest independent agency in the Western United States with over 12 offices. And most of us are seasoned business brokers who have done quite a lot of deals, and particularly in the lower middle market space, anywhere from 1 to 20 million. So we know how to do this and do it right. Our confidential information memorandums are going to be timed very, very closely to the recast of the tax returns, which is the holy grail of financial analysis. But a lot of brokers don't. And that's the thing. Of the 4,400 or so brokers in the US alone, I'll say about a third are worth their weight at all. And 2/3 of them are newbies, don't know what they're doing. They have no financial or accounting training. They take the seller's word. They do zero due diligence and just throw numbers at a wall, hoping that they'll stick. So whatever the seller thinks the business is worth, for the most part, is irrelevant, because they're going to lean on financials, true financials to indicate. Number three, stop relying on interim financials. So I have people that that watch me on YouTube or follow me on social media, and they just start talking to me about a deal, and I hear that and I comment with them because I'm here to help. And they says, hey, I got all the financials from the seller, and what do you think? And I'm really trying to do as much as I can for free. And I say, look, where are the tax returns? Well, this is what the seller said, sent me, and what do you think? Sometimes it's the P&L on accrual, and then the next year is on a cash basis, and then it's on accrual. Sometimes we have the balance sheet. Sometimes we don't. It's basically, we have a plethora of stuff that doesn't make sense. So I really rely nothing on interim financials. I want to know I'm all about tax returns. When I'm looking at a deal, I'm looking really mostly as a lender, because I'm looking at the deal through the lenses of an underwriter, because I know what they're going to ask. So stop relying on interim financials. The only time where they actually matter is on the current, most recent year close. So if we're on 20, right now, we're doing this video right now on March 12, 2024. I will only rely on 2023 fiscal year end, 12/31/23. And that's only because we're still waiting for tax returns to be filed. But other than that, every prior year has to cash flow on tax returns. Last but not least, stop doing this. Stop putting the cart before the horse. Shopping for businesses for sale without fully knowing your personal financial statement, your statement of net worth, your FICO, your down payment, your resume, fully tailored to the kind of businesses you want to buy, a buy box, the geographic location, the type of business, the EBITDA, your financial wherewithal, and what you bring to the table, and about your team, etc. Clearly defined place that brokers love to see, because it tells you everything in one little place. If you don't know what that is, please, drop me a comment below and says, what is a buy box? I'd be happy to explain. And last but not least, of the people that don't do, they go out shopping and they haven't really talked to a single lender about what their financial wherewithal is. What is your capacity as a buyer to buy? And they don't know. So pre-qual letter from an SBA lender to me is sort of what sets you apart from everybody else. How you raise your head above the noise. It's you really have talked to lenders. You're starting to speak their language. They give you some type of letter of support, which at the end, it doesn't really mean much, but its perception is everything. So if you are talking to a seller or a broker and they want to know about you, and you send them your resume, your buy box, and you send them a letter from one of the top lenders, chances are they're going to take you more seriously than if you don't. So there goes the section of stop doing this. Now, stuck in trying to figure out how to actually buy a business, going from pipe dream to reality, but don't have a blueprint, don't know where to go, don't know who to hire for your team, don't know how to evaluate deals, and so forth and so on, how to make offers, how to do due diligence, how to get the financing lined up, how to get pre-qual, and all of that. I'm here to help. I have a great group coaching program that I'd like to talk to you about. And you know what? I would like to talk to you, even if we don't work together, because I can give you an actual plan, a free complimentary coaching call. All you have to do is reach out to me, connect with me here on YouTube. You can drop me a comment below, or you can send me an email. My email address is always up here in the camera, and or could be in the description section of this video. Let's connect and let's talk. Let me help you buy a business. Now let's start talking about what you need to start doing now, immediately. You, in the business of buying a business, it's a numbers game. Deal flow is everything. If you don't get enough deal flow coming in through the door, deals to look at, you're pretty soon going to get disenchanted, discontent. You're going to stop looking. You're going to lose momentum. You're going to stop looking altogether. And then you're going to start thinking that the grass looks greener where you are, right? If you're an employee, that you're never going to be laid off, that nothing is ever going to happen bad to you. The truth is otherwise. If one of the hottest sectors in the economy, tech sector, the IT software, the technology, it's being influenced heavily by AI, and a lot of jobs are being lost. What is stopping any other industry from following suit? So a job is never, again, an end game for anybody, and should never be. So, but I digress. So you need to become a deal sourcing machine. You need to network. You cannot be looking for a business in secret. You cannot just be the only one who knows that you're looking for a business. You need to announce it to the rooftops if you can. There are places to go that are hangout places, and Facebook and LinkedIn and social media and Twitter or X now, places where you can actually hang out with other people who are actually looking for businesses to buy or selling their businesses. So you need to become a deal sourcing machine. Network. Number two, you need to become really good at deal analysis. If you have not done so yet, I encourage you to download my Deal Analyzer 2.0. Spend hours trying to perfecting it in a way. And this is something that I'm giving it to you for free. Inside of our group, it's a pretty large engine. We make all buying decisions straight out of this tool. I'm giving you sort of a scaled down version that is very, very useful. Use it. run the deals. I've done plenty of videos on how to actually use the deal analyzer. Download it and start using it, because what it allowed you to do, it'll give you the deal points that go into the LOI. Now, for instance, you want to know, well, what would it look like a 5% down and a 15% seller carry and an 80% loan to value? What would it look at a 10, 10, 80? What would it look at a 10, 10 from you, 0 from the seller, and 90 from the lender? What would it look like in extraordinary circumstances when there's plenty of cash flow, that there are a few lenders, not a lot, that will say, look, because you have this transferable skills, this management experience, you're not too far away, you have strong, you can definitely run this business, you don't have to be a business owner, you don't have a personal balance sheet, you have a decent net worth, you may actually make a case for 5% down or 0% down. There are lenders that are doing that, which is different than what I used to tell you about a year ago. But lenders are hungry right now. So they're willing to do that, and they're willing to give you the seller's carry as your own down payment, which essentially makes you a 0 down payment deal. So you can only navigate through those waters if you're well informed on what a potential deal looks like on paper. You need to know all of the levers, all of the moving pieces have to be in one place. If this happens, what happens to my debt service coverage ratio? What happens to the debt service coverage ratio year over year over year? When does it go down? When does it go up? What happens if the interest rate goes down a bit, or down 1 point or 2 points? Do we have a stress test? What is your post-debt service cash flow? You need to know exactly. You see, if you really want to buy a business and you want to leave the rat race behind, you need to have a number in mind. What is your cash flow per month post-debt service ratio? And we can do that. We can figure that out very quickly inside of the deal analyzer, which makes it very, very useful knowing your debt service coverage ratio when you're talking to a lender. They're going to be very impressed when you already pre-underwrote the deal. So, which leads me to my next point number 3, pre-underwrite the deal before you bring it to a lender, an SBA lender. Wouldn't it be great to know exactly what I just said, your potential down payment, the seller carry, potential LTV on any deal before you bring it to the lender, meaning that it's going to sound like you've done your homework. So in order to do it well, you need to have the 3-year tax returns, and you need to have the interim financials, and all laid out, and it's going to give you a story. It's going to tell you a story about what the potential of this deal is. Don't fall in love with the deal until you fall in love with the numbers. And the numbers make sense, and they're going to be defensible under the scrutiny of the SBA lenders underwriting committee. Okay? So you need to know the layout, the capitalization table, whether it's you and some partners, who is bringing what, if you're bringing 0 down, if you have a partner that is bringing the 10%, however the partnership, however the ownership is going to look like, the structure of the management team, you need to know that the ideal debt service coverage ratio based on how you laid out the deal, which are your talking points into the letter of intent, and also your break even for the worst case scenario. One of the exercises that I have people do inside of the deal analyzer is, if the bottom fell out and the revenue dropped in half, and something, God forbid, another pandemic, another worldwide event happens, and then you have to lose revenue for a period of time, what would the break-even analysis be? What would be the net income equals to the debt service, principal interest payments, to at least cover the debt ratio and for a while? So the debt service. All right, so number 4, you need to get pre-qualified by at least an SBA lender. Pre-qualify means you need to get to know you. You need to know the story about you, who you are, because this is a relationship business. Remember, to buy a business, you need a good buyer, a good business, right, to make a match. But if you don't show yourself a good buyer, you're not going to give warm and fuzzy feelings to the lender. They may think twice about doing a loan with you, because to the lender, it's about risk mitigation. And if they have a strong buyer, they can mitigate a lot of the risk. If you don't come across as a strong buyer, then you have 0 chance of buying a business. Okay, number 5, you need to have your deal team ready to go long before you need them. I cannot stress this enough. The SBA lender, the due diligence accountant, the M&A attorney, you need to have those interviewed. You need to have a team ready to go. That's what the pros do, right? You need to have all of those things figured out. And I didn't have this on my notes, but it's worth saying now, that if you're going to do an asset purchase, you need to have a legal entity ready to go by the opening of escrow. That means you need to have the EIN number, whether it's an S Corp or an LLC, and the state where you're buying a business. You need to have the local taxation ID, for payroll purposes, for the local tax filings, purposes for, so in the state and the federal IDs. You need to have all that ready to go, the operating agreement, the bylaws, the statement of information, everything. You need to have all your legal corporate documents ready to go at the beginning of escrow. You don't need to have it when you're shopping. But if you really started getting serious about making an offer, and right before you open escrow, you need to have those dialed in. And last but not least, you need to join a group of like-minded individuals who have experience under their belt in doing deals, who can mentor you. So here is the thing. I can totally mentor you. If you're looking for somebody to help you get your first deal under your belt, I would love to help. So if you want to work with me and my team, reach out to me, drop me a comment below, because I can totally do this. I've done many deals, over 20 deals. I love the space. I think it's great. My hope is I'm on a quest to help 1,000 people buy a business in the next few years. So thank you so much for watching my video. Connect with me. So I have a gift for you. For a limited time, I'm giving away my cash flow calculator, my Deal Analyzer 2.0. Huge increase in knowledge between the 1.0 version and the 2.0 version that is helping you analyze business even faster. And I'm giving it to you for free for watching my content. And I also have my business buyers checklist. All of them are available. The links below. Just look for the links, connect. And I would like to have you as a subscriber to my list and really learn more about the process of buying a business. Thank you so much for watching my videos.